You don't, and if you really want accountability, you share it with the people who are supposed to be helping hold the White House accountable, Congress.
I was talking about like Mueller reports.
What I don't understand is if
and what I don't know, I say the inertia is okay. It's clearly exonerate. What do you call it?
Completely exonerated.
Anti-Vincent
If
test.
in fact that is the case, if he
online or
believes
not,
that,
or what inertia of like a total
to
reverse face of it. What is it that we're talking about?
Justice.
From the White House.
Isn't the Attorney General acting as if there is something to hide? I mean, if
so you look at the officials here, and those
and
from the New York Times here,
the president, and the president says,
and
nothing to hide here, no problem here. Why would you go about this from pretty much every step the way the Attorney General has? I mean, he essentially writes a four-page just a review. He writes a four-page summary that is clearly.
So what do you call it? I'm just trying to get an idea. And he's talking about like HuffPost. And so HuffPost posted in the New York Times. There's no officials there. So we call it. No officials there. That's what I'm saying. And so HuffPost is because like the HuffPost all they talk about is like Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and whereas the HuffPost gives a breath of like everything from lifestyle to politics, but at the same time maybe gives a kaleidoscope version of it, to where it's like every angle must be reached at the same time and stuff, like very close in time, where it's overworked. So I mean, I would follow the New York Times again, but I don't watch movies anymore. Watch movies anymore. I don't read books that much, like unless they're informative.
You legally have to. It's Department of Justice standard operating procedure under the legal guidelines.
Because
Jeopardy.
This is why you have to. Law is just talking about apply applicatories. So what do you call it? I don't know.
Well, that's my point. Is that they may.
It's like Mueller's trial. You don't know what's going on. You're talking about. Look at this. What you said. DOJ Department of Justice. You just because you reported.
Look at the circus of Gerald Nadler just had a.
Who knows what that just said?
Where he said
that said something like that.
His press conference.
And then so we're talking about that, and like only people like that eat sandwiches at Max's and stuff like that, or like maybe just kind of like watch the markets and watch, listen to Washington Post.
Of course I do.
I don't understand.
Circus from the beginning.
But wait a minute.
I don't understand.
No idea what the Attorney General.
I understand, and I still don't know what the Mueller trial, like what was the scandal was about, essentially. But
and he could be
and so the New York Times.
But it's not as if this isn't a vacuum. The Attorney General has testified in front of Congress, and many of the things he said certainly alarmed Democratic members of Congress in terms of the way his truthfulness, the way he was characterizing spying, things like that.
And I'm sure that will be something that they look at.
So I would say now
and the Democrats will go crazy at Capitol Hill, and they'll keep investigating. They'll keep issuing subpoenas, and that's what.
So they're going to say Mueller trial, but you have to essentially understand what the Mueller is. And they're talking essentially about 2016 hacking probe, Russian hacking into the elections, and stuff like that. So if you allocate that into what they're talking about, press release and stuff like that, and stuff that's not blacked out, and stuff like that, and stuff. But in my scope, within the scope of me, it's like, well, if I'm going to read something from the HuffPost that says something like, Roseanne Barr is like, talking about like she got canceled because she said something on Twitter and something that I read about Israel or something like that, right? So I mean,
the president was out there.
I mean, to me, it's like Department of Justice. It's like I follow the Sheriff's Department and I follow like the SACPD and stuff, and the President of the United States, and I get my statistics there. So if you look at just do applicatories alone, 12 p.m. I'm looking at dog.com. I'm wondering if my nose are hungry or whatnot, right? So whatnot, right? So me out. So with the New York Times, like, oh yeah, we're on a different time zone, and they're gonna want to talk to Daria or something like that. I would be like, oh, SAG bloggers or something to that effect, or whoever else may be up on there, or Deloitte, or anybody in that to that effect. I mean, not like that, but I would say I would probably file one more. If it's a check and balance, file New York Times.
I'm willing to believe that this might be less redacted.
I don't know, man, yeah.
Tomorrow,
That's the other
I think
Oh, because it's one-sided, yeah, because
the
that
president
post
has
is
made
one-sided.
so many comments about
So,
let it all out
that
there
post is
that it's
one-sided.
going to be really hard for them to.
But, I guess you could say, but you're talking about, whose idea was it to not follow New York Times anyway? And whose idea was it to, my idea? Or is it my idea to not follow the New York Times? Maybe it was, okay, if I redact on that, maybe it was. And then you said you were reformulating, and then it just never went into fruition. So I'm going to go handle business before 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, which is about like.
Some of those summaries in his testimony were not completely vetted, and that's in his eyes.
Yeah.
I mean.